Hey guys, it's me, Crystal, with Army Wife 101. So I'm a little bit late as usual, but that makes me Army Wife 101, right? I never run on time. But anyway, I wanted to do my recap of last night's Army Wives. They're doing a really great job, aren't they? So we start off with Joan. Let's just get straight to them. Apparently, Joan is going through something. I don't know what it is. I posted this question on the Army Wife 101 fan page, and many people think it's some sort of brain injury or traumatic brain injury. It could be a form of PTSD combined with a brain injury. Some people are saying a brain tumor, so we don't know. We have to stay tuned. But last night, I think the saddest part for me was when she fell with Sarah Elizabeth. She fell down with the baby, and if you haven't been watching the show, you'll know that she has been doing really weird things, kind of just forgetting things. On last night's episode, Denise came in to get a bassinet that Roland had told Joan he was going to let Denise have because Denise is pregnant, and Joan didn't even remember. While Denise was waiting for Joan to get the basket, she looked towards the stove and Joan had let like a pot of water just like boil out and just things she's not remembering. And then towards the end, she fell down with Sarah Elizabeth, and that's when she admitted that something was wrong because her and Roland have been kind of going through this battle. He's noticed things, and I guess he doesn't know what to say to her, and she's kind of been in denial. So that's what's going on with her. So that's going to open up a huge storyline. I don't know where that's going to go. My prediction is that that's going to be like something for the season finale. I don't know. Um, every season it seems like they try to kill somebody off. I'd hate to see them kill Joan off, but I don't know. She just seems like a ticking time bomb to me, and I just get this vibe. But I love Joan, and I don't want that to happen. So that's what's going on with her and Roland. Roxy. Okay. Roxy, you've been my homegirl since season one, but you pissed me off once again last night. Now, let me say, am I not a psychic or what? Did I not say last week in my recap, can they get a new car? And guess what happened? In this week's episode, they finally got a new car. Yeah. But you know what they were doing? They were promoting the whole Auto Trader contest, which I happen to enter, where you can win like $25,000 towards a new car or $500 for telling us Auto Trader why your hero is your hero. So that was the whole thing. If you noticed, you saw the little autotrader.com thing under the screen. That's why that was there. So they got a new car, a new van, well, a used van. Um, the reason why Roxy got on my nerves, let me just skip over to Pam. As you know, Pam and Chase have done their thing. I think they've separated, divorced. It's never been said exactly, or to my knowledge, what they're doing. But in any event, they're not living together anymore. Pam has an apartment. She now does not live on post anymore. She's taking care of her two kids. If you don't know, Pam was a former cop before she married Chase. Well, now she's gotten a job as a cop for, I guess, the Columbia, South Carolina Police Department. So now she's a cop. Fast forward to yesterday's episode where her and her partner are sitting on the side of the road monitoring people who are speeding or who might speed, and who flies by but Roxy in the old Mustang. This is why they had to get a new car. Her Mustang did not have a speedometer in it, so she didn't know that she was doing like 50 miles per hour in a 30 mile per hour lane zone. Well, of course, when she gets stopped, Pam sits in the car because she knows that it's Roxy, and she lets the other officer go and handle it. Well, eventually, I guess Pam was like, let me just get out the car, and she goes over there. And Roxy's just running her trap, running her mouth, already knowing that Pam is having some issues with this new partner because I guess his last female partner was a female, and he's just not too fond of having a female as a partner. He's being kind of a idiot about it. So here goes Roxy running her trap. Oh, Pam's my best friend, and come on, Pam, you let me go with a warning, and blah, 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 blah. And, come on. Roxy, this is her job. You're putting her in jeopardy, her job, when you do stuff like that. Roxy just irritates me because sometimes she just talks too much. Season 1 and season 2, yeah, that's why everybody loves Roxy. She says what's on her mind. It's corny now. Shut up. You got to shut up, Roxy. Just shut up. So that's where she pisses me off at. She already pissed me off last week because, Trevor had to deploy. No, I don't want you. Oh, we never want our husbands to deploy, but please. Okay, I was on a tangent there. But she just irritates me because, that whole I have to speak up, and you just say whatever's on you flap your lips and you insert foot all the time. It's just no. So that's that. Wasn't too much to her storyline except that whole thing caused her and Pam to get into this argument, which I think Pam was right. Roxy wound up having a bench warrant out of her arrest from Alabama, which is where she's from, on her car. And of course, she explained to Pam. Pam said, "How could you have a bench warrant out for you?" And she said, "You know, it was either pay that or feed my kids." We understand as mothers how that can be. But the point is, you can't expect your friend, just because she's your friend and she's a cop and she's right in front of her partner and she's new on the job, to give you, you know, a free hand. Be considerate. This is her job. You're going to get her in trouble. So that kind of ticked me off. Unless I missed something with Trevor. Sorry. I'm typing at the same time. Unless I missed something with Trevor, I didn't see much about that. Let's get to Claudia Joy. Did she not kick ass in the courtroom? She still needs to be a lawyer. Now, her being mad about the guy putting her, you know, against Michael, I guess. I mean, I can maybe see why she might have been upset. I don't know. You know, Claudia, if you want to be a lawyer, this is what you have to do. So, you know, that whole thing about, you know, her confronting the guy, I mean, she's a kick-ass lawyer. I was just like, wow. I want to see how that's going to go, where that's going to go, if she's going to be a lawyer. Because initially, and I'm kind of getting off topic here, I want to see where this show is going to go in general. You know, how is this going to flow? Because there's only so much about Army Wives you can talk about. So we're going to go to, like, whole episodes about Claudia in the law room. Denise is having a baby, as you know. So I'm wondering where that's going to go. Is she going to take some kind of maternity leave or what? I don't know. Let's skip over to them because, I mean, really all we talked about really what happened as far as Claudia goes is the courtroom action. There was something with some illegal water use or tampering or something on post, and Claudia Joy basically used her knowledge of the Army background and how officers and people can be in the Army to basically light into this guy's behind, and she won. She had to basically go against her husband, though, even though they made up at the end and he understood what happened. So that's that. Jeremy is so sweet. Frank is away this week on TDY, whatever. And Jeremy he made this little book for his mom, for his, you know, little brother or sister, and, you know, saying that I'm the big brother. And he was really helping his mom out. And it's just nice to see the transition from season 1 to season 4 now of how him and his mom get along. And everything is just cutesy-wootsy. It's so cute. And I love Denise being Jeremy's mom because Denise is just banging. She's so young looking. And for her to be Jeremy's mom, I think it's just so cool. So that's that. Now, what I was saying was about where Army Wives can go. If you didn't watch my last week's video, you didn't hear me tell you that there is going to be a spinoff of Pam being a cop, and her partner is going to be star Gabrielle Union. She was in the movie Deliver Us from Eva. I think she's been in Bad Boys 2 with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. She's been in the cheerleading movie. I forgot what it's called, but I said it in last week's video. I'm going to be sitting here thinking of the name of it, but whatever. But she's a pretty big star, and yeah, I like Deliver Us from Eva. And so Gabrielle Union, her, and Pamela Moran, played by Bridget Bonna, they're going to have this new series. So that's that. And of course, on next week's episode of Army Wives, you see Denise sitting there in her nice little pregnancy clothes, and she's a dispatcher, and she's taking a call from this kid who is in an accident with his mom. I don't know who that was in the car. I'm like wondering if that was one of the Army Wives, but I don't think so. And they think the kid is joking until Denise says, "I have a gut feeling this is not a joke," and they go and they rescue the kid. And of course, Pamela falls in because she's a cop and she's one of the people called onto the scene and all this stuff. So that's really all they showed. I don't really know what that has to do for Army Wives, but once again, that's what I mean about where they're going with the show, because there's only so much you can talk about as far as Army Wives goes. They've lived out every scene. They've done every theory or everything that you could possibly think of that relates to the military family. So with that said, I am Crystal. Visit me again at ArmyWife101.com. Sorry I talked your head off, but I had to give you your Army Wives recap, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.